October 27th, 2022. Habcast 366, episode 366. Let's go. Of course, I have a few things to share with you guys. An evening of reflection. Shall we? Florida sergeant in hot water for tweet calling black people one of America's biggest problems. What are these idiots all in the same group chat or something? Just hanging around each other, torpedoing their veteran careers. A Florida sheriff's office has launched an internal investigation into one of its own officers who's been accused of sharing racist tweets online, including one post that insisted black people were among America's biggest problems. Do you think survey says black people, or do you think the firefighters will have a chance to steal because the number one answer is racist cops? On Tuesday, Jacksonville Sheriff Pat Ivey told local news outlet First Coast News that the department was looking into social media posts linked to Sergeant Douglas Howe, a member of the Force's Gang Investigations Unit. Emphasis on Sergeant because that means he's been thinking about this for a long time, and he's had a long time to think about it before he made this opinion public. Because you just don't wake up on Christmas morning and find racism gift wrapped under the tree for you. Depending on the outcome of the probe, the sheriff told the network that the officer could be reprimanded. The officer's Twitter account was locked after the messages were publicly addressed by the police department. Sarge, you gotta delete that. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office is currently in the midst of an active administrative investigation related to multiple reports of an employee allegedly posting disparaging material on a personal social media account. Ivy told First Coast News in a statement, "I have asked that our internal affairs unit look into these allegations. Detectives have begun working in their attempts to verify whether these posts are legitimate and, most important, determine whether the individual responsible for the post may be a JSO employee." I have an even more important question. Who hurt this guy? Did the wife take off with a black guy, leave you with the kids? Now you're pouring your soul out on Twitter? How social media posts from the last 10 years have been called into question by members of the public. First Coast News reported the high-ranking officer, who is white, thanks for the clarity, allegedly made several derogatory posts about anti-racism efforts in the LGBTQ plus community. He's the Archie Bunker of law enforcement. In one tweet, local news outlet NewsJax4 reported that Howe's account made disparaging comments about the Boy and Girl Scouts' involvement with a local pride parade. "This is absolutely infuriating. These people are sick and demented," the tweet read, according to NewsJax4. In another post, according to the news outlet, his account replied to a post about white Mexicans tied to white supremacy. What? There are different colored Mexicans? Insert sarcasm. He allegedly wrote. A third tweet from 2013 claimed that America's three biggest problems are marijuana abuse, and black people. My three would have been human trafficking, because the thought of a loved one just vanishing without a trace should be terrifying to everyone. Opioid addiction, or opioids period, is a problem. That would be my number two. And not police, but racist police. That would be on my board also. According to NewsJax4, officers of the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office are free to express themselves on social media as long as the content of what they post does not interfere with their work. Oh no. Or violate the office's social media policy. However, engaging in speech in any form that ridicules, maligns, disparages, or otherwise expresses bias against any race. He checked all the boxes. Any religion or any protected class of individuals would be a violation of social media policy, the news outlet reported. The sheriff told NewsJax4 that consequences could range from suspension to termination. According to Howe's LinkedIn page, he has been with the police department for 18 years. 18 years. You're that close. Why not wait another 7 years, collect your retirement, collect your pension, Then you can sit on the beach with a margarita and drop all the bombs that you want. But today, you're on the damn job. Hal and the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office did not respond to the Daily Beast's multiple requests for Comment Tuesday. What are they really going to say? What are they just going to confirm what we already know? Next up, Las Vegas woman accused of killing her own mother blamed her earlier arrest on her good looks. That's the problem with killers nowadays. They always find a way to make it all about themselves. Inconsiderate. A Las Vegas woman accused of murdering her own mother on Wednesday told police during a prior arrest in late August that they were only detaining her because they had never seen anyone as good looking. I get that all the time. Hind Bustami, 28, is facing an open murder charge in Clark County for the October 26th death of her mother in Las Vegas, and she is also charged with evading arrest in San Bernardino County, California, county records show. I mean, she's not an unattractive woman. She's get out of a speeding ticket good looking, not get away with murder hot. Las Vegas police officers responded to reports of a person injured on Juneflower Drive around 2:30 a.m. Wednesday and later determined that the victim, Bustami's mother, had been involved in a verbal dispute with her daughter before her death. The Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, LVMPD, said in a Wednesday press release, California Highway Patrol CHIPS located Bustami near Barstow, California later that day. She will be charged with open murder and extradited back to Clark County, LVMPD said. On August 31st, Bustami was arrested for violating airport rules and failing to pay a Chili's restaurant at Harry Reid International Airport in Paradise, Nevada. I guess that pretty privileged shit only goes so far, and it stops right at Chili's. She told police that they were only arresting her because they had never seen anyone as good looking, according to a police report obtained by Fox News Digital. I don't know, a couple days in lockup, that unibrow is starting to come back with a vengeance. This isn't even an HD photo. Police said at the time that the 28-year-old was belligerent with officers, saying she was being harassed because cops had never seen anyone as pretty as her, which was probably only mildly annoying the first time she said it. The report states Bustami, who had a warrant out for arrest at the time, also said she was going to spit on all the officers and that the officers were perverts and were trying to rape her because they had never seen anyone as good looking, according to the report. It makes you wonder if that's the bullshit she pulled on the waitstaff at Chili's, just walking around trying her face card at all paying locations. The moment you insisted that you were hot, you stopped being hot. The Clark County Coroner's Office is now investigating how Bustami's mother died. Next up, couple charged with kidnapping man by luring him with prostitution ad, robbing and assaulting him. Right off the bat, who's placing an ad for a good time in 2022? Second, who's responding to an ad for a good time in 2022? Show up with the condom on under all your clothes? A couple. That's what I'm talking about. Strengthening your bond in a relationship by doing things as a team, even if it's kidnapping. Faced their third indictment in Queens Thursday for allegedly kidnapping, assaulting, and robbing a man who responded to their prostitution ad. District Attorney Melinda Katz said, "When I look at the picture of this house, it does not say to me, Avery, me so horny, me love you long time. It says I have an unfinished basement and someone is in chains down there." The pair, 19-year-old Destiny LeBron of downtown Brooklyn and 22-year-old Gil Efael from Valley Stream, Long Island, have two other pending cases and were arrested Thursday for the alleged August kidnapping of a man, authorities said. These defendants, who are thankfully off the streets, are accused of a spree of assault, kidnapping, and robbery charges for their own financial benefit, Katz said. Both defendants are in custody and will be held accountable. On August 14th, the 23-year-old victim showed up to a house at 9142 108th Street in Richmond Hill killed after answering an online prostitution advertisement, according to court documents. Jesus. Yeah, I'm calling about the ad that you placed online for prostitution. Yeah, do you have any lunch specials? LeBron and Ephiel directed the man to wait inside of a bedroom before LeBron came in and took off his shoes and socks. Oh, getting hot. Ephiel then entered and began to make threats before punching the victim in the face, head, and body. Officials said this is not part of the deal. A numbing cream was applied to the man's toes as the pair demanded money from the victim while attempting to transfer money from his Cash App account. When he refused, Ephiel started to cut the victim's toe with the tool, threatening to cut it all the way off if he didn't comply. The man eventually gave in to the demands. To put things into perspective, it's easy for anyone to place an ad online. It's easy for anyone to place an ad in a newspaper. Shit, if you got the money, you can place an ad on a billboard. So nobody's really checking to see if it's that legitimate as long as the money is paid. LeBron was also able to steal the man's wallet from his car after getting the keys from Ephiel. Inside the wallet was the victim's identification and several licenses along with his debit and credit cards. The duo demanded the man's PIN number, threatening him with more violence if he didn't give it up. Ephiel went to a nearby deli and withdrew cash from an ATM after getting the PIN number, according to authorities. This could have turned out a lot worse than it really was, because if you're going to see a prostitute, 9 out of 10 people are not going to broadcast that and tell anyone where they're going. LeBron and Ephiel continued their threats by forcefully recording the victim, saying he was at the house to engage in sexual activity with a 13-year-old. No, they then threatened to post the video online if he reported the incident to the police. Ephiel gave the man some of his items back before releasing him, court documents show. The victim went to an urgent care after the couple released him. He received 8 stitches to his toe and immediately called the police. Yeah, and you're going to have to explain to them. You showed up. LeBron and Ephiel were charged with kidnapping, robbery, assault, unlawful imprisonment, grand larceny, criminal possession of a weapon, and petite larceny. If convicted of all 3 cases, they face up to 75 years in prison. The couple is due back in court on November 17th. Fun show. Fun show. Fun show. That being said, don't answer any ads for a good time. And I'll talk to you guys very, very soon. Adios.